They don't have to have a phony alien invasion. These things
are real.
Wow. Yeah, there's been...
what's even worse is after this thing, after I met this thing, it left, right? And then my family members started to experience, I had like some kind of like an infestation. And I'm telling you, I was on my knees like for 3 weeks. I was just scared to death. But I finally came to Yahusha and the scriptures, and I came to a realization that a lot of people, I'm sure, are not ready for yet, and that's that we have to seek to do the Father's will. And when you do that, you're protected, because these things are programmed. They don't have the capacity. I know for a fact they're programmed because that was part of my experience. They cannot do things of their own will. They have certain parameters of jurisdiction. When you sin, when you violate the code, the covenant, then the Creator has the option of release, of letting these things, just like it says in Genesis, I believe, or is it Exodus, where it says that Cain came before the Creator and he said to Cain, Cain, why is your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? But if you do not, if you do evil, sin is crouching at the door, and his desire is for you. But you must have dominion over it.
I think that's Bereshit, Genesis.
Yeah, the point is that people are being led. Everybody's being led by some spirit, but they're not aware of it.
Could be that they're led by their own spirit as well.
Well, you know, when you're led by your own spirit, you're being manipulated by a higher power, and not necessarily the Creator. I mean, you know what I mean?
AIG.
One of the minions.
You know, you look at AIG. Okay, this is a real example of raw evil that you're talking about. Okay, this is that spirit. Okay, they gave that paper life, they made it a citizen, and then they want everybody to be citizens with this citizen that now is too big to fail, which makes it a demigod or a higher power by definition. So it's a legal god, and it's ripping you off hand over fist. And that's a physical example of that evil manifested in the flesh, you know, when it go in that direction, and then AIG becomes a form of giant. Okay, you know, you see their big building. Okay, now there's giants among us, among the earth. Okay, too big to fail. And you know, like the World Trade Centers and stuff, you know, oh, they killed a couple giants, you know, let's go get them. And these aren't even people. This is just stupidity on the highest levels. You know, it's you know, when you say leaning on your own understanding, okay, these guys are creating the understandings. You know, it's like the hemp you were talking about. Okay, that's a legal fiction. You know, that's not even a law. There's no 1 miles above ground. So it looks like you got hit with a space quake, and that's 238 miles from St. Louis. You know, so you don't know what kind of dynamics. I saw 2 of those on the West Coast yesterday, a 3.1 and a 3.0, if I remember correctly. But one was in the water, and it was 0.0 feet down. It was, you know, came from above. But I already showed that on video, you know, the different graphs between a spacequake and an earthquake. NASA's covering spacequakes, and that's magnetic field, and USGS handles earthquakes. They're kind of starting to morph in with each other now, and they're just putting them as depth, as negative depth, or 0 depth, you know, from what I'm seeing now. But anyhow, yeah. So we had a big power outage, huh? Well, it's probably your culprit right there. But we're going to have more sun stuff, man. That's a done deal. It's a gimme.
I love the sun, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Here comes the sun, baby. Well,
That's
that's why
that's that
they
song I got. Here comes the sun.
yeah, that's why they had that Shield of Raw project. The Shield of the Sun. Shield of Raw. Heck, that came right out of Science and Tech. CNN. That was years ago. Yeah, I put that in a video. I mean, it's in this Earth Shield project. This is a real thing they're doing, folks. I'm not playing games, and I'm throwing the PDF files right in your lap. You know, if taxpayers paid for it, then I could show them. Okay, but you go over and spend thousands of hours going to find them things because they bury them. It's a real labor of love, and you got to be a quick read, man, to plow through the rabbit holes on the information hierarchy, as you'd like to say it. But oh well, coming back at you. Hopefully, we won't get zapped from the magnetic field again today. But nevertheless, I was just looking at this tour bus crash in Switzerland, kills 28 people. Wow. And let's see, with the 12-year-old children, man, on vacation. Dang. I mean, this thing. I mean, wow. And Switzerland's starting to get hammered, folks. That place is not in a good position. Okay. It is not in a good position. I'll just keep saying that. You got the Swiss Alps all around there, and that's weight, that's ice, and they're getting major different climate stuff. They had thousands of people stuck in one of their ski things for a long time because of the massive snow that they had within a 24-hour period, and that was like a month and a half ago. But the dynamics are changing up there, and they got CERN. They got the New World Order. All the whole play. All the players are up there in Geneva, man. You got the World Bank, the United Swiss banks, the United Nations, UN. I mean, the list goes on and on. 200 quote unquote world helping charities. Okay, you got every charity up there, man. They're all swarming. I was over at Starbucks yesterday, and thank you to my friends and subs, that send, whatever they send in to help me on my ways and meeting with folks and stuff. And I was over at Starbucks, and I used one of the Starbucks cards. I guess some of the cards still have stripes on them. Some aren't. Some of the newer ones aren't. But they had this little card at the counter, and it said $5 gift donation, and you see these all the time. You go into a supermarket nowadays, well, do you want to give $1 to this charity? And people go, okay, and they have no clue what they're getting to. So, this $5 card, I took it and I looked at it and said, create jobs in America. I go, well, that's a great idea. We should have plenty of jobs here in America. Okay. But work brings slavery, freedom brings work. Okay. And when you don't have freedom, you lose your work. And they pull cons all the time with it because they can manipulate you and control you. All right. And this is because of the fictional characters. Okay. These demigods, these giants of old that are, they're not walking the earth.